Okay, during the period March-April 2024, one of my sources in South African Police Service informed me about the health tender that was awarded to Vusimuzi Cat Matlala through a company owned by Matlala, namely Medicare 24. This company also had links to the then Minister Beki Cele. The information discussed with my handler, Masemola, who indicated that I should wait to action this until the elections. He had a view that changes will be made in this regard on a political level. Something called Boko Haram. It was a presentation, intelligence presentation, which was presented to the former Minister Beki Cele. I'm going to give a bit description about that presentation. Commissioners, it was 6 pages. The Boko Haram, it talks to a man who was known as John Wick. This John Wick appears on the presentation of the intelligence presentation which was presented to Minister Beki Cele. It has a picture of John Wick, his ID number, it has his previous convictions, pending cases and everything, all the matters that were withdrawn against him. It was in 2018 October, Commissioner. Commissioner, John Wick is Vusimuzi Cat Matlala. Minister Beki Cele was in Cat's house. It is true, we actually had to arrest Minister Cele at that time. He was affected by this POCA Act, the Proceeds of Crime Act. There was an arrangement. I believe when you get to those messages, one will be able to allude to the Commission exactly what happened. It was during the ANC Lekgotla, when General Cele was in that house. And the basis which I also refer to, I'm saying when we reach there, it's written in my statement, the monies which Cat Matlala alleges to have given to Beki Cele, they are there, Beki Cele, that he has interest in that. And it is true that he would from time to time talk to Cat Matlala. But that time, because he was the minister, we could not do anything. Hence the instruction was that let's wait for the elections. And indeed, the ANC parliamentary list, when it was published, Beki Cele was on the list around 200 and something to 300. We already knew he was not coming back to parliament. And we waited for the new dispensation. And as a result, Minister Senzo Mchunu was appointed the Minister of Police. It is clear that General Beki Cele, he knew Vusimuzi Cat Matlala beforehand, because this presentation was done in 2018.
You also say there, though, in that same sentence, that you also briefed him about the Matlala SEPS tender award. What about it did you say to him?
Telling him that my sources say it was not awarded in terms of the law. Probably let me use irregularly. It was not. It was irregularly awarded. There are certain things which were not done properly out of that tender.
So, as at August 2024, General Sibia knew that there were irregularities to do with the award of this tender?
He didn't know. I was telling him.
I'm saying you told him in August.
Yes.
So
yes.
As at August, he had that from you, that there were irregularities.
Yeah, towards the end of August, I believe, yeah.
Okay, thank you. You introduced yourself to General Sibia, you say, and told him that you're a contact agent. Now, I would assume that he would have wanted to check for himself, to verify you. You say he didn't quite know to trust you at the time.
Yes.
Did you have to tell him who your handler is? Because I would imagine that's relevant information.
Yes.
For him.
And unfortunately, he knew my co-handler.
Oh, he did?
Yes, co-handler. Okay.
He knew that it is your co-handler.
Yes, I did mention a bit that I'm working with this man so-and-so. Mr. Karim, is Karim Suleiman Karim. He did, of course, showed me some documents that he has invested money in this tender with Vusimuzi Cat Matlala. I did, of course, call Matlala, engage with Matlala. A meeting was arranged on 7 December 2024, during which Matlala vented his frustrations regarding the subs tender. He intimated interior that subs had not made payments to him with reference to the tender. But after the meeting, and in December, I received a call from Matlala saying, because I think I must emphasize on 32 that this was a telephonic call, and then after I received the second call, that's when we met with Matlala, saying that I should speak to Mkhunu, as he and his wife have been assaulted by members of the PKTT. He indicated that he was intent on and was indeed attempting to open a criminal case regarding the incident at SAPS Brooklyn. He was, however, unsuccessful due to the fact that the SAPS refused to open a docket and receive the complaint. One of the instructions from the handler was that both the handler and the coil, the handlers, Cat Matlala must never meet with Senzo Mkhunu. My responsibility would rather be to manage him or to say things that I know would never materialize. But it was a clear instruction that they should never meet. May, June, July, during the 6th of July, during the General mkhwanazi's press conference, General Mkhwanazi did mention Cat Matlala Brown Mogotsi during his press statement. And it came out to everyone that on that day, Cat Matlala was found with a cell phone in prison. And indeed, and he called me, very furious. He said, "Brown, can I tell you something? You know, there was a time I told you that I went to look for someone who can solve my problem." And he said, and I said, "Yes, I remember." Because when I followed him, I didn't tell him that I was following him. And it became that I did not know who he met. They were driving the car, and it was something that was packed. And he said, "I went to see General mkhwanazi's house. And I also gave him something." He was talking about money. I gave him, I also gave him, but he was speaking this language. And he feeling this guy, and now he's talking like this about us. I think, and then I never said to Cat, "I followed you." I did not know. Honestly speaking, I didn't see who that person was. But how he narrated everything about the day he was going to meet someone who was going to solve his problems, I remembered. And he said it was General Mkhwanazi that he went to see.
Do you think Mr. Matlala would be interested in the disbandment of PKTT?
Commissioners, the man would be very much interested and happy. As I've alluded earlier, he did, of course, got harassed by the same people, which is the PKTT. Even when they manhandled him, he did make reference that they, of course, also assaulted his wife, and that's why I helped him to go to the police station in Soweto through my arrangement with a co-handler. But in addition, Commissioner, in as much as he was frustrated and telling me that these people keep on looking for money and so forth, and the PKTT does not give him space and all that, I believed that its disbandment will really relieve him.
So there was a lot of discussion between you and Mr. Matlala about the PKTT during December 2024?
Yeah, not necessarily a lot of discussion, but they harassed him, they came to his house, and they also assaulted his wife. It's something not to forget. You cannot just forget that easily if one is on the shoes of Mr. Matlala.
And do you know how he knew that it was the PKTT that harassed him as opposed to any other unit?
Yes, he did mention that he was, they were wearing balaclavas, they were in KZN cars, and they were speaking Zulu. And as it is also known, people here in Gauteng, the Zulu that they speak is not like the one in KZN. Even if I can speak any language with you, you won't speak Tswana that I speak in Mahikeng. Here you speak differently. Even the Zulus here, the Zulu is not like that one in KZN. I think that's where he drew the distinction.
Mr. Mogotsi, what does the January 8 celebration have to do with Mr. Matlala's safety and business?
Those were two issues. The same way when the PKTT went to his house on the 6th, there was that information again. That's why I spoke about his safety and business, that they were going into his business again, and they would also either confiscate or do something. It was just information that came that time.
But this is the 31st of December 2024.
Yeah.
Why do you say for your safety and business? What did you know about the PKTT?
I'm saying I did tell him over the phone as we spoke. I heard that they were going to go back to him again. And this time they were going to either close his business, because there was a time when they took his firearms and he's running a security company. Then I said, this time, just for your safety and for your business, that's what I was referring to. Sorry.
So did you think that the PKTT
was going to go
to Mr. Matlala's house
again
on the 31st of December 2024?
Not necessarily the 31st. It was, I thought, any time during that time. Any time.
Including the 31st of
yes,
December 2024?
But the part of the other side was D-Day, was the payment. It was not, I hear everyone saying now, I was saying the D-Day for the disbandment. And remember we've been talking about this legend. You don't apply it when you lie unnecessarily. You cannot lie under oath. I would say, no, I was referring to my work. No, it's not like that, Commissioner. This was clearly for the deadline, and the other one, it was for the suspicion that the PKTT was going to go to his house again and this business.
Why did you suspect the PKTT would go to his
It's
house?
information that you get, Commissioner, every day.
Yeah, but why? What is
it's
it
because they
about
told me. It's because what they told me.
Your sources told you that
Yeah,
PKTT...
it's not only about sources. You always hear, I can't remember. We were doing something here, Commissioner, here in this institution with somebody else. And I just said, I wish I can just share you with my phone and see what comes in my phone every minute. Where they were talking about the G20 and what. It's like that. Every time something will come, hey, there's a hit where, hey, there's a CIT, it is that life. But there was a suspicion that they're going to go to his house again, that time.
So someone told you...
That's correct.
...that the PKTT was going to go to his house on the 31st.
Yes, that's when I was talking to him.
There's two messages where you say, hello, Chief of Staff, got your numbers from Mr. Brown requesting a meeting, please. You're saying that's you writing to Mr. Matlala what he should send to the Chief of Staff. Am I understanding it correctly?
That's correct.
Okay. Then there's the following message which says, please talk to him. This is you to Mr. Matlala. Are you still writing for him what he should communicate? What in fact are you communicating here?
104.
141. It's that page you were looking at with Mr. Chaskasin just now? 141? So you've got from the bottom, you've got the second from the bottom, and you say that's you constructing a message for Mr. Matlala to send to Chief of Staff. But then you also send him a message that says, please talk to him. Who is this
is
for?
To show, I screenshot again to show Matlala that, or I forwarded, I'm showing him The message that I sent to the Chief of Staff, which I didn't send.
Oh, so you're saying to Matlala that you've asked
Yes,
the
to
Chief
show
of
him,
Staff
yes.
to talk to
And
you.
I was
to
quickly,
him.
now this must be done quickly because and he also sent me a message, please talk to him
Yes.
at that moment. And you know that moment he won't be able to reach you.
All right.